Shanghai cannot sell anything anymore. There's simply no consumption. The rich don't spend. Ordinary people have no money to spend. There's basically no consumption power.
你们相信吗？这个是上海市中心哦。Do you believe it? This is downtown Shanghai. A whole row of shops next to Ruijin Hospital are closed. The current situation is really worrying.
明天就是端午节了。
Tomorrow is Dragon Boat Festival. My daughter called me today. She says she hasn't eaten meat for a long time and asked if I could buy her some tomorrow. To be honest, I don't know how to tell them. Should I say I have no money, or that I'm homeless, or that I can't find work? I want to use this video to find fellow townspeople or some boss who can give me a job. I won't ask anyone for a single cent for free. My current condition is that I only need food and accommodation. Even if the salary is low, it's okay. Right now, I'm near Wenzhou South Station.
今年端午节出现了7个奇怪的现象。
This year, there are several strange phenomena during the Dragon Boat Festival. 1. Nobody is buying rice cakes. The gift box rice cakes in supermarkets pile up like mountains. 2. Company holiday benefits have shrunk. My neighbors usually come back with big bags of gifts from their work. This year, they only got 6 rice cakes and a bottle of dishwashing liquid. 3. Young people are not very interested in making rice cakes or watching dragon boat races, but they are very interested in hanging mugwort, wearing 5-color strings and painting foreheads to ward off evil, or they just stay home and relax. 4. Restaurants are empty, but discount areas in supermarkets are crowded. 5. Fewer people visit relatives during the festival. 6. Prices are falling instead of rising. Crayfish sales suddenly drop. Fruits are affordable. Even eggs, essential for the festival, have lowered prices.
One social media comment read, "Our Ningxia Xinhua Steel Company only handed out rice cakes, no wages." A netizen commented, "Have you ever seen this scene?" It said that nearly 10,000 tons of rice cakes are unsold and piled up like mountains nationwide. Even 1.4 billion people cannot save the Dragon Boat Festival.
好多密密麻麻都是粽子。
There are so many rice cakes, it's impossible to count them all. This year, the rice cakes simply won't sell. It seems people suddenly stopped eating rice cakes. Tomorrow is Dragon Boat Festival, and I still have so many unsold rice cakes.
记得去年北方粽子一到，
I remember last year when rice cakes from up north arrived, the Quality Supervision Bureau would come and take quite a few for inspection. This year, probably due to lack of funding, nobody came.
你们就端午节公司都送什么东西了？
What did your company give for the Dragon Boat Festival? Let me show you what ours gave. 2 rice cakes and this brand of drink. I couldn't find it on Douyin, Pinduoduo, or Taobao. It's worth at most 10 yuan. Then, pay attention. The classic is here. Look carefully. This is Mingnui's fruit milkshake. They didn't sell a whole box, just 1 bottle. I got a box this big. There should be 12 bottles inside. But they opened it and gave 1 bottle to each person. This is the most ridiculous company I've ever seen.
有人在下边说，他们公司连粽子都不发。
My friend said their company didn't even give rice cakes. A company that doesn't give any small holiday gifts is basically finished. At my previous company, you had to pay for water yourself. When I first arrived, I didn't know. At the end of the month, someone came to deliver water. I thought it was the company's delivery, but my colleague told me to pay the delivery guy. That's when I realized you had to pay for water. Now I'm really happy at work because I feel the company treats me like a human being. Drinking water is free. Who would have thought the basic thing to keep alive is finally free? Before, I was like a camel, saving every sip. Now I'm a water buffalo, drinking whenever I want. I even suspect my kidneys might have issues because I urinate so often. A user said this young man is quite funny. Looks like he's in a good mood, probably because at least he still has a job.
下不端午节，我们公司今天发了礼品吧。
The Dragon Boat Festival is coming soon. Today our company gave out holiday gifts. This is the worst and most shameful Dragon Boat Festival gift I've received in my 10 years of work. Let me show you what we got. On the table are all our gifts. Just 4 rice cakes and a bag of laundry detergent. Is there anyone who's received worse than me? On May 27, a wholesale rice cakes vendor in Chengdu posted a video saying, "This year's Rice Cakes Festival is completely whitewashed. 4 days left, and there are still so many finished products that don't move. The whole street has no people. How can this business survive?" The vendor is weakly shouting, "Come by quickly, only 4 days left." On May 28th, a pastry blogger posted a video saying, "What exactly is wrong with the market this year? It feels so cold. Today is only 3 days before the Dragon Boat Festival, but half the parking lot is empty. The usual busy shopping scene is gone. Then he walked into the mall and filmed. The mall is also very quiet. The Dragon Boat Festival gift boxes just pile up there, with only a few promoters waiting far away for customers. A street vendor at Yunnan lamented in a video, "It took me a lot of courage to set up a stall in the community, selling rice cakes I made myself, but I didn't sell a single one all day." A salesperson posted a video saying, "The Dragon Boat Festival is coming soon." According to fellow sellers in the industry, this year's rice cakes gift boxes simply won't sell. "We used to produce 30 million boxes. This year, if we could even sell 8 million, it would be great. Rice cakes are getting harder and harder to sell." Many online users commented, "Everyone makes their own. Who would buy?" Others said, "It's already hard to have a meal. Who can afford rice cakes?"
今天啊，过节，
Today is a holiday, but all stores in this mall are closed. There's a large ice rink downstairs. But look, it's like a haunted house in such a big mall. I'm the only one here. One store is open in the back, but it's just for takeout. Oh my God. The man added that someone told him shop rents here are cheap. He came to look at houses, but was shocked by the mall's condition. He said, "No matter how cheap, investing costs money. If there are no people, what business can you do? It's terrifying."
是越过节人越多，生意越好。
Others have more people and better business during holidays. I have fewer people and worse business. Today is even worse. Usually, there are some people, but during holidays, no one is here. Now everyone has gone home for Dragon Boat Festival. It's so quiet here. It really brings me down. I don't know what tomorrow will be like.
为什么今年的端午节没有人买粽子？
Why are no people buying rice cakes this Dragon Boat Festival? Over the years, fewer and fewer people eat rice cakes. Wu Huangzai, the large rice cakes company in China, reported 1.58 billion yuan in sales for 2024. This was down 18.7% year on year, with sales volume decreasing by 11,000 tons. Rice cake sales are declining along with prices. Some mid to high-end rice cake brands have cut prices by half this year. Many manufacturers express frustration. Bloggers said there are three main reasons why Chinese people no longer eat rice cakes. First, the industry's self-inflicted problems, including neglecting food safety. Second, people are cutting back on spending. Not only rice cakes, but all gift items have lower sales. Many face income reductions or unemployment, losing interest in social gifting. Third, the industry focuses only on marketing and packaging, exploiting consumers. A box of rice cakes can cost several hundred yuan, but offers poor value, tasting no different from unpackaged rice cakes. Concerns over China's food safety issues resurfaced this year with a new scandal. On May 10th, a consumer in Jiangsu reported finding a blood-stained bandage in a rice cake bought from the Lay's brand. One online user said, "I'm furious. That's a blood-stained bandage. I bought these rice cakes for babies. I bought it because it's a big brand." Lay's and other involved parties responded that the product has been removed from their e-commerce platforms. Users noted that entering 2025, China's economic situation was worsening rapidly. Non-essential food consumption is hardest hit. Sales of liquor, cigarettes, and rice cakes gift boxes have fallen sharply, drifting further away from young consumers. As COVID-19 cases rise again, many young people have started following elder customs during Dragon Boat Festival by hanging mugwort for protection or making their own mugwort charms. On social media, a user said, "The 2000s generation is awakening. This year, for the first time, I bought a bunch of mugwort and hung it at home." Others posted photos of mugwort hung at their doorstep with captions like, "Ward off evil and plague, pray for safety and health." In traditional Chinese custom, during Dragon Boat Festival, people hang mugwort outside their doors, both to ward off evil spirits and repel insects. Users commented that young people, who should be the most energetic, now choose to go out less or stay home. Shopping malls are empty during the festival, restaurants and clothing stores mostly closed. Even entertainment venues popular among youth during holidays are noticeably less crowded. On May 30th, China's film market saw competition from 5 new releases: Mission Impossible 8, Endless Journey of Love, Red Wedding Dress, Waiting for You, and Interstellar. Except for Mission Impossible 8, The Final Reckoning, performing decently, other films had poor box office results. The domestic horror film Red Wedding Dress earned only 700,000 yuan on opening day. The romance film Waiting for You earned a mere 226 yuan. Most shockingly, Interstellar, a domestic sci-fi film reportedly costing over 100 million yuan, drew only 2 viewers on its opening day. grossing 40 yuan, marking the worst box office in China this year. According to Chinese media, Interstellar involved over 50 countries' actors and production teams. Filming took 6 months in the US, with over 1,000 special effects shots. The production reportedly built an expensive digital studio and used 200 sheep to feed the crew. Online feedback criticized the film for heavily imitating Hollywood's Alien. Despite hiring foreign actors, the special effects were rough and the plot full of plagiarism, making it a laughingstock of China's domestic sci-fi film industry. Young people, originally the main consumers of films, now choose to stay home during holidays, largely due to financial constraints. How much monthly living expense is enough for college students became a hot topic on Chinese social media. Some students share detailed budgets, saying 1,500 yuan or even 2,000 yuan cannot last to the end of the month. Some parents said 1,500 yuan is enough, but students retorted, "If you don't have money, don't have children." On May 30th, a Tencent news survey report showed that over 70% of interviewed college students have a monthly living expense between 1,000 and 2,000 yuan. In first-tier and new first-tier cities, less than 20% have monthly expenses exceeding 2,500 yuan. The report noted that with rising prices and increasing living costs, 1,500 yuan is no longer sufficient to cover basic living expenses. A sophomore at a university in Beijing under the pseudonym Lin Qi says she tries not to order takeout or buy drinks, but, quote, prices in the school cafeteria are not low either. A meal costs over 10 yuan, and 3 meals a day adds up to 30 or 40 yuan, end quote. She added that the real pressure comes from, quote, social and study expenses, end quote, such as, quote, meeting friends, festive gift giving, English training classes, and various certificate exams, all squeezed from the living expenses, end quote. The report highlighted that college students' expenses mainly focus on food, daily necessities, social entertainment, hobbies, and study materials. Food accounts for nearly 50% of spending. At the same time, utilities, transportation, and communication costs have been rising yearly, and students generally report heavier financial burdens. Zhou Ting, a resident of Taiyuan, Shanghai province, gives her sophomore child 1,800 yuan monthly for living expenses, down from 2,000 yuan last year. She said, "It's not just my child's allowance that has decreased. Most classmates also have less than last year. As parents, we also find it hard. Everyone wants their child to live well, but incomes are falling, so living expenses have to go down too." She added that a friend and her husband make a living delivering food. After her husband's injury last year, the family of 3 relied on her income alone, living very frugally. "At least our family has a steady income, but many people around us are unemployed. More parents are doing delivery or running stalls." In recent years, the combined impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, China-US economic decoupling, and local fiscal tightening have caused many companies to close, workers to lose jobs, and incomes to fall sharply. Gao, an employee at Tianjin Dagan Oilfield Tongxing Petroleum Technology Group, says she gave her child 2,300 yuan monthly last year, but this year can only afford 1,900 yuan. Bonuses and subsidies are all canceled. The basic wage barely supports the family. It's hard to find a 2,000 yuan salary nowadays. What kind of world is this? Gao added, quote, "The news talks about economic improvement every day, but life is getting harder for ordinary people. Recently, overseas media talk about China changing leaders, and domestically, people increasingly care about when leadership will change. This shows widespread disappointment with the current situation." Han, who runs a restaurant in Changsha Wuyi Square, told reporters that under deflation, daily consumption has not decreased. Vegetables might be a bit cheaper, but food, daily necessities, and transportation costs are rising. A meal in the city costs at least 10 yuan. 3 meals a day adds up to 50 yuan. Eating alone costs 1,500 yuan a month, not counting other expenses. A former teacher at Tianjin University, under the pseudonym Li Tong, said that college students' living expenses are not a minor issue, but a reflection of China's current economic imbalance and insufficient social security. She said, "If young people are struggling to survive during the phase when they should focus on studying, it will affect long-term social development. This is not something families can solve on their own, but a structural problem caused by China's political system." China's severe economic situation is also evident in banking policy changes. Recently, the People's Bank of China and the China Banking and Insurance Regulatory Commission jointly issued a notice on strengthening large cash management and optimizing banking services. Starting June 1st, individuals withdrawing large amounts of cash at bank counters must undergo stricter identity verification and explain the purpose of funds. For example, purchases of houses, cars, or renovations. Current changes in large cash withdrawal policies include three main aspects. Previously, withdrawing over 100,000 yuan required 1-day advance appointment. Now, at least 3 working days advance notice is required, significantly extending the reservation period. Also, customers must provide information on fund usage. Identity verification will be more rigorous. Besides valid ID, biometric technologies such as facial and voice recognition will be introduced. A banking insider said people with deposits over 100,000 yuan should prepare mentally for lower interest rates and increasing cases of bank bankruptcies and dissolutions. He added that in 2024, 195 small and medium-sized banks in China announced closures. Clearly, keeping money in banks is no longer fully safe. Depositors should prepare for bank failures. Starting May 31st, mainland China observed a 3-day Dragon Boat Festival holiday, but accidents frequently occurred at festivals nationwide. According to Jimu News, on May 31st, the Dragon Boat race began at Daming Lake Scenic Area in Jinan, Shandong. At about 9:39 a.m., 2 dragon boats started competing after drum signals. Shortly after, crowds reportedly shouted that one dragon boat capsized. Some remarked, "It ended as soon as it began." Online users noted that according to Chinese traditional customs, major festival activities hold significant omens. A capsized dragon boat or falling into water is considered very unlucky. Rumors circulated that China's economy may regress to 1999 levels, and the people's suffering is only beginning. This year's Dragon Boat Festival appears bleak compared to past years, but it may still be the best compared to the coming years.